Robert Osimo, I proudly represent the company of Harcourts, Arata & Co, your #1 real estate agency throughout the north, and I'm joined here today by some of my award-winning team in blue. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Joel Viavatini, Julian Vicali, Leon Lascaris, and of course Mr. Michael Cananzi, who no doubt you've had the great pleasure of becoming acquainted with throughout the marketing campaign. Guys, let me share with you now the following announcements, which are in place to help you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in a flexible 30 to 90 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything is in there, everything is quite clear. So buyers, is with my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. The very heart of Thomastown here in Pine Street, with the access to a wonderful array of infrastructure which has seen enormous capital growth in Pine Street and the surrounding streets in recent years. Easy access to absolutely everything that you need for a great lifestyle and for that capital growth. Add to that a very spacious townhome, plenty of room for today and plenty of room to grow into. It's a perfect opportunity for any investor. It's a perfect opportunity for any first home buyer. It's a perfect opportunity for you and your family today to bid, to buy, to get that sold sticker up on the board. If that is your goal, buyers, right now is the opportunity to secure that right. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for 5 at 7 Pine? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the call. I'm in your hands, buyer. Start me where you like.
450, Rob.
At 450,000, we're often running out 450,000 the bid. At 450 the bid now. At 450,000 at 4.5, can I see another quarter on top at 70? I'll take. At 470,000, 90 if you like, sir. At 470,000 the bid's here. At 470,000, welcome and best of luck at 70. At 470,000. At 470,000, 90 now. At 490 the bid. At 490,000, fairly been offered now. 490 the bid. I will take the 10 short of my stride and get you involved. Round me off to 5 now, and 5 got. Even money at that at 5. Same opportunity at 10 if you like. At 510 got now. At 510 the bid. At 510,000 bid there. At 510. At 510,000. At 510 the bid. I'll take 10 mammy in the rise. Can I say 20 in the rise? Got to bid with strength if you want to buy. At 510 at 20 got. At 520,000. At 520,000 the bid's here now at 20. At $520,000 the bid now. Fairly been offered at 20. At 520,000 once. At 30 now, welcome, best of luck at 30 the bid. At 530, back against your bid, ma'am, at 30. At 530,000. At 530,000, we're selling, Michael. We're selling. We're on the market. We sell here today at 530,000. If you're waiting for me to go inside, that's not going to happen here today. I'm out here until we sell. We're on the market. We play for keeps. Bids there. Keys are there. At 530. At 35 now, puts you back ahead, puts the keys in your pocket and taken off you straight away at 40. At 540,000. At 540,000, keys are back here now at 40. At 540,000 the bid. At 540 the bid now, fairly been offered, sir. We're done over here at 45 and welcome back at 45 and 50. At 550,000. At 550,000, fairly been offered, bid back there now, keys are there. We're on the market and selling. If you've come to buy, you have to show me now. There's no second chances here today. We sell at Pine Street at 550,000 once. At 550 done. At 550,000 twice. At 50 done. Finished. Third final call at $550,000 the bid. At 60 now. At 560,000. That's very confident, ma'am. Is that your removal truck? Is that how confident you are? At 560, it's 65. At 565 now. At 565,000, perhaps it's yours at 65 now. at 565 and 70 now. Welcome back at 70 at $570,000 a bid at 570 at 570,000. Fairly been offered at 570. Removal truck looking for some business here today at 570,000 at 570 in the bids there at 570 the bid at 570,000. Fairly been offered. Ma'am, are we done over here at 70 at 75 now? Welcome back at 75 at 575 the bid there across the road. Opportunity with you, ma'am, at 575 at 575,000. Fairly been offered. We're selling here today at 75 the bid at 1 at 76. Best response to small bids, always a big one at 576.
577.
At 577, at 577,000, at 577,000. Bid back there now at 77, at 577,000. Maybe perhaps try another big bid, ma'am, like you did at the start at $577,000 a bid. At least take me to 80, surely. At 577 the bid now. Once at 77 done. At 78. At 578 now. At 578,080. At 580 the bid. At $580,000. Fairly been offered at 80. At 580 the bid. Bids there. Keys are there. Hard fought. 580 the bid. Once at 580,000. All done. Twice at 580,000. Done. Finished. Third. Final call at 580. All done or finished. All silent and out at 580. So we're done over here.
Yep.
Thank you very much for bidding here today. Man, we're definitely done here at 580. Thank you for bidding here today at 580,000. And if you tell me you're out or sell over there, we're definitely done.
Yes.
Have your absolute best.
Yeah, the mover's gone. Yeah,
Can't get you in for one. We can get another one for you. We've got a good
Truck's gone,
contact.
yeah.
Definitely done. Thank you very much for bidding here today. At 580,000, they all tell me they're out at 580. First call at 580, all done. Second call at 580, done and finished. Third, final call, $580,000 the bid, done, finished, silent out at 580. We're selling, sold. Congratulations and well bid. Please join me in congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts Radar